hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, what you waiting for? Go ahead and click the subscribe. So welcome on in and let's go. Welcome to Eco Nation News. So let's go. Take the time to enjoy the reason why you are here, the purpose. This guide is to find your life and narrow your focus. True living, cultivate your purpose. Available on Amazon now today. Pick up your copy. Hey, bless, welcome on in. Man,
I'm good. How y'all doing?
y'all see we got a special guest.
All right.
Welcome in to our special guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is not your first time here, is it? We did a real quick briefing.
Real quick. And just think I appreciate you for having me, man. And no, this is not pink, it's salmon. Just let y'all know that, for y'all talk about me, it's salmon, not pink. Okay.
Well, you look mighty masculine in that.
Thank you.
So welcome in. Many blessings to you all. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much for showing up. And you are at Eco Neighbor Station. But then guess what? We have a special honored guest here. And we got a real serious topic that we're getting ready to lay out to you all. If you just seen the video that was dropped, I dropped it probably maybe a day or so ago, but it actually uploaded completely today, was protect your peace. But now we're not talking about protecting the peace. We're talking about protecting your peace, but in a different mindset. Now, no, this is not cybersecurity. This is not your average everyday type of security that we're talking about. Now, just to kind of give a layout, but before we go into all of this, I want to set the platform, I want to set the tone. But before we go into this, I want to introduce my honored guest and my esteemed guest. I know this brother for a long time. He's amazing. I want to introduce him. And then we're going to acknowledge some of our chat, get into the chat. Then we're going to get into the conversation on why we're here. So first of all, again, welcome in. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. MHW, how you doing? Many blessings to you. Bless up to you. Duh, what's going on? Peace. New to the chat. Well, come on in. Matter of fact, you got another chair? We need to bring another chair. You know what, Duh? This is what I got. I got a little platform over here. I'm gonna add a little phone right here. I'm gonna have you just sit right on here. Many blessings to you, and I appreciate you for coming on in. Thank you. Hit the like button. Let's see. Sound is a bit off. We can hear you. Okay. Let me see what I need to do with the sound. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring this a little bit closer. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see very clearly. Give me a thumbs up and let me know if we're a little bit better. Let me know if that's a little bit better for you. So, if you can, sir, give us a little brief description of who you are. By the way, y'all make sure you check out Ask the Lawman's channel. And guess what? I'm just putting it right here in the chat. Right there, I just dropped it in there. Make sure that you take a look at this channel. And if you're not subscribed, what you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe, by the way. All right, come on in. Give us an introduction,
All right, brief introduction. I've been knowing this gentleman right here since we were kids. We went to high school and graduated together. But I got 28 years experience as a police officer, sheriff deputy.
How many?
28 years.
Okay.
And I've, started this journey with you and Gigi's encouragement to start my channel, to help people and with questions about how you deal with the police and how you deal with traffic stops and just security stuff and how you look out for yourself in this dangerous time. Yeah. And I don't want to get into it. Like I said, we go way back. I mean, we were this tall probably when we met each other, or shorter. And I would like to thank. I give you the credit, you and Gigi, y'all. Without y'all, it wouldn't be extra long.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah,
we're glad you're here,
right.
having a discussion. And the beautiful thing I love about having an open dialogue and an open discussion is what we do. We share all aspects of life, and there's more than one side to every story, and there's one or more side to life. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people, they have this image and this idea that law enforcement is pretty much all evil, everything is bad. But on the other side of the badge, we have humans.
Right.
And it's almost like, let me just, you mind if I just go? Because I know I don't want to disrespect your channel or anything, and I honor you as a guest. But it's almost like, can you think about, just say you got 5 people. Those 5 people, they came from a little small town. And those 5 people, they went into the town and they met the people that were in the town, right?
Right.
And one individual with those 5 cut the food. Now, when they cut the food, what's the impression of that time when they leave that time? That those people are
crazy. Them folk, like my granny used to say, these folks just don't know how they cut the dog.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. But the crazy thing about it, you have a few people that should not define the whole totality of the whole group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the problem is also we don't have enough law enforcement people who are sharing and being vulnerable, which I understand, because you're putting your family, you're putting everything at risk by being here on the front, and I appreciate it.
Right.
And in no way, form, or fashion we want to compromise or put you in a vulnerable situation. So we're not asking for any type of detail, but we want to have some real conversations, because I'm telling you, out here in the woods, if something goes down, I can call the sheriff as much as I want to, because we don't have police out here.
Right.
But you better believe that I'm gonna have to wait. A minimum. Unless he's down the road, which is highly unlikely. 20 to 30, maybe 40 minutes.
And that's good. That's
on
good.
A good day.
That's good compared to
on a good day.
Sometimes where I'm from,
it
might take an hour or 2.
Wow. And this is the thing, because of where we are in this point in time, there's a shortage.
Oh yeah.
And that makes your reaction time and your response time longer and longer. Now you have to prioritize your call.
Yeah, you have to.
You know,
you have to.
If me and Gigi out here cutting the food, and then you got somebody who doing drive-by, which one is more important?
We got to tackle the drive-by.
Yeah, but see, domestic violence is real.
Yeah, it's real and it's dangerous, but compared to a drive-by, it's like on routine call. That's what we get the most. And fortunately, most of them don't end up in ag assault or something violent. So we just hope that a lot of times, by the time we get the call and we answer the call, they're like, man, I called y'all an hour ago. We don't worked it out. And I'm thinking, okay, y'all didn't need us in the first place. But
so we have hopefully the sound. You told me it's better. Thank you. D Jackson, how you doing today? Seasons of Tree. She got some teas in the chat. Y'all put some teas in the chat.
Hello, Seasons of Tree.
Season of Tree. Welcome in. If you don't understand, you're new to the channel, us putting teas in the chat mean we thankful. We thankful for life. We thankful for presence. We thankful for right mind. We thankful for everything. And you thankful to be right here, right now in the chat. So go and put some teas in the chat. Put some teas in the chat. If you're thankful, come on, put some teas in the chat. Sound is good on my end. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for that confirmation. Janet Powell, how you doing? Janet Powell? She said, hello, Eco and Lawman. What's going on? Y'all, what? We got Ask the Lawman. That's kind of odd having them right here. And that's what's up. but it's all a blessing. So what we've done is I've invited Ask the Law Man here to Eco Nation, right? And Happy Mac, how you doing? Welcome in. TLC in the garden. How you doing? Hello. I asked the Lawman to come out to Eco Nation and help me to establish a better, secure environment. And we kind of walked some trails.
Yeah,
we took some bleeder trails.
Yeah, I got me exercising. Sweat.
And we watched entry points. We watched exit points, and we took a lot of different things. He gave me some insightful information, and I love walking and talking and learning at the same time. But now what we want to do, we want to take a holistic approach from homestead owners. Some people own their homestead may be in the city, and we'll talk about that. Some homestead may be an apartment. Some homestead may be on acreage.
Right.
Other homestead may be on a compound. You know,
right.
We have people who now have communities now, small, tiny homes,
right.
RV community mix. They may even just have family on plots of land. So I wanted to dive and take a look at some of those different approaches, because we got to look at those in different ways than we will look at just, here I am in the neighborhood versus out here.
Yeah,
in the situation.
Very different out here.
Yes,
very different. And you have a lot more stuff to keep an eye out for out here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just the wild animals or whatever. And you might have strangers, people, because you go out in the county where a lot of law enforcement is out there, and they can. I mean, you got a lot of property here, so they can actually be on your property and you don't even know it.
Don't even know it. Wouldn't even know it.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't even know it. Be Rich, what's going on? What's up, my people? What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother, on this beautiful Saturday morning. So we're here with Ask the Law Man. Y'all make sure you check out Ask the Law Man. I'm gonna put his link in the chat. Make sure y'all check out his channel. He is a YouTube content creator. He also is imparting a lot of wisdom about security, about law enforcement, engagement in law enforcement, and he's expanding on to bigger and better things. He's here in our community to help keep us safe. He's here to educate us and allow us to know our do's and our don'ts and a lot of other things. So he's a valuable resource, and I really appreciate you. And not only that, I've known him for a long time. I've known him since we was yay high.
Yeah. Long time.
And we raised families together and a lot of other things too as well. So glad to have you here. And he's trustworthy. And I wouldn't have him on my channel unless we talk about trustworthy. So if y'all have any questions as we have this dialogue, please put it in the chat. We'll take a look at the dialogue. We'll take a look at what you have to say. And then this is an open forum. We all about positivity, development, and growth. Now, okay, so here it is. I'm in a neighborhood, and it's not a gated community.
Right.
I'm in virtually a metropolitan area, and I'm in an apartment complex, and it's a townhome community, and there's virtually maybe one or two ways in and out, but every home is kind of stacked upon each other.
Right.
What are some things that you would recommend far as the homesteader that's in the townhome or the apartment complex? Let's talk about apartment with one entry into the building, and let's talk about townhomes where you can just drive directly up. So we'll start up with apartment complex. You got apartment complex, and it may be multiple stories high, and you're growing off your balcony, you're living your best life, and they have security. But my question is, what are some of the things that you have noticed that you would probably recommend to some of those homeowners?
Well, I would recommend just like you have around here, like you have cameras, because I've been security for those type of apartments, but you can't catch everything. And most of the time, the people who is doing the breaking in and stealing lives out there. They live right in the community. I mean,
amongst your own people.
Amongst your own people.
But you know, a lot of times they be patrolling, trying to keep people out. But you mean to tell me a lot of times that maybe
it's just one community where they do a good job of keeping people out, but those teenagers going and breaking into everything.
Wow. Okay.
And they are breaking into cars. They doing this and then doing that. So it is really hard to secure a place like that. And I mean, I got so frustrated with it that I just told them, hey, look, I'd rather pay for it. They just leave me alone. They was getting calls all time of nights, people in the pool after hours, loud music. And
so now, if you can, for the audience, you say you rather pay for it. What do you mean by you rather pay for it? Can you describe the situation, that agreement that you had?
Well, the particular place that we lived in, and it was a nice apartments. And I got half off on rent to be this courtesy officer and provide security.
Okay.
But the amount of times that they disturbed me, I mean, I'm trying to sleep, I'm out somewhere, calls. To me, it just wasn't worth my peace. I like, look, I gave it up. Y'all find somebody else, because actually the apartment complex was really too big for just one. I think that same complex got like 3 deputies now. Wow. But I was doing the work, just one. Okay. And I just told them, hey, I'd rather pay the full rent, just leave me alone.
So basically we got one individual covering security for probably about how many different individual apartments you
it was probably over 500, because it was separate. It was a part of it was on different sides of the street. So it was a huge apartment.
Wow. So 1 for 500.
Right. And it was actually one of the better neighborhoods. So I can't even imagine being a courtesy officer in the hood, which a lot of officers take. I couldn't imagine it.
So now, some of the things that you would recommend keeping an eye on your neighbors.
Yeah.
Being very observant in the movements of some of your neighbors.
Right.
Having cameras. You mentioned teenagers, so you saying a lot of it's just like mischief. Just idle time for a lot of teenagers.
Idle time, and they go around. And like I tell people, back when I first got in law enforcement.
Don't date yourself, because you dated me at the same time. Come on.
There were more people breaking the car. They were smashing the glass. You could take like an edge of like spark plug and tap it and different stuff. But now, so many people leave the car doors unlocked. These people just go and pulling locks, pulling doors. And then if they do see something valuable, do not leave anything valuable in your car. Don't leave your purse on the seat, cell phones, computers, shoes, like George. That's advertisement for them. And then they will smash your window. And then a lot of people are like, well, my alarm didn't go off. These modern cars got it where if you don't open the door, the alarm will go off. So they tap the window, and these guys are small because they've been captured on like video from homes, and they wearing the gloves now. They slip in your car like Spider-Man, man.
Wow.
You can get in the car and climb through the window without opening the door. They rip you off and slip right back out.
That's
what they're doing.
So they're doing it without the alarm going off.
Without the alarm going off. It's like we've regressed, because I remember back in the 90s, early 2000s, those third-party alarms. I mean, if you shook the car, it was gonna go off. Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes the vibration from lightning.
Yeah.
But now you can shake the car, pick the car up, as long as you don't open that door, it's not gonna go off.
Gotcha. And I know they gave a lot of false alarms too, and that's probably why they really cracked down on that, because you can have a loud sound system. Not that I know anything about having a boom.
Yeah, sure.
In the trunk, but I could have some boom in the trunk if I chose to in my car and pull next to a car with a Viper, and I could set it off. Yeah, I could set it completely off, and it burn out the battery. I remember at the mall, cars be going off, and by the time they get ready to shop, they get finished shot when they come out there.
You act like you got some experience.
Nah, I just seen it.
Oh, you just seen it? Okay.
Well, Be Rich, on the other hand.
You know I know you're right.
Be Rich is in the chat. He know about all the.
He know about that.
I was a straight laced.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know I've been knowing you ever since kindergarten.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
We'll let you have that.
Redeeming lives. How you doing? EMC, what's going on? Peace of mind is priority. Amen.
Oh, yes, it is.
So now these are some takeaways. You're living in apartment or high rise. You got these one entry. Some of your theft and some of your incidences will come from your neighbors.
Most of it.
Wow. The majority of them not from outside forces. It's from internally.
Right.
Then also in your parking lots, if you got parking decks or whatever, go ahead and make sure you put everything down. And that also tells me with it being your neighbors and being the people that live, what about you coming and going? You know, you get in the neighborhoods, we have to watch out for, which we're going to go into, packages when you bring stuff.
Right, they steal the packages.
Yeah. But now in these high rises, if they see you coming in and coming and going, and you always got these designer bags, you always got,
there's these guys, man, they sit and they watch. These young guys, you think, man, these jokers should be working. They on the job.
Working.
They on the job. They are on the job, man. And and the thing about it, that I would rather, we live in a house now, we have a mortgage, but if something ever happens, I would never want to go back to that type of living because, you know, you have people, and I get calls all the time. The person on top of the people, they stomping the floors, disturbing them. And it's not a whole lot we can do because when we get up there and talk to them, say, hey, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
right. And then now I'm upset because you call, now I get petty and I start stomping the floors harder and all of this. So that is just, to me, people are not, they don't have the common courtesy and decency of our ancestors that we used to have. And people just, you know, I'm amazed how y'all just can't get along. Y'all can't even come up with a solution, but they can't.
And especially with you being in so close proximity that you definitely want to keep a good community. And it used to be that sense of community. Like I shared in previous broadcast, where even in the projects, people used to look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? You knew your common thieves. Everybody knew who was stealing. Everybody knew which child was stealing and who was moving product. But then, you know, at the same time, it was still that sense of community, that sense of peace.
Well, you know, even the so-called thugs and the hard guys and the gangsters, they've changed over the years because the guys in our age group and before, and don't get me wrong, they were actually physically tougher than these youngsters because these youngsters, they can't fight, they can't bust a grape. They can't bust a grape, but
they don't have to.
Right? Yeah, they don't have to. They got the tool. Yeah. And like I tell them all, you feared in these streets. You 17, 18 years old, you are feared in these streets. But when you get locked up and you ain't going to juvie anymore, you go to this jail that we take you to that's been voted one of the most dangerous jails. Unless you know the shot caller who run this block, you're gonna be washing his underwear and socks. And I'm serious, it happens. Yeah. And your parents or whoever you're gonna be sending money to put on your books that you're gonna have to transfer to them.
Gotcha.
And because they cannot bust a grape, but they're real tough guys. Real tough guys. So but getting back to what I was saying, the older guys, they had respect. This is like we grew up with seeing some of them, but they'll, hey man, hey, Mr. Man, hide beer, hide.
Yeah, straighten up. You know, straighten up when somebody of age or you know, people with a little gray hair or whatever.
Right. But these youngsters now, man, they don't care about none of that now.
So now MHW says mine was broken in last year. but they broke my window in the rear. No alarm went off. They knew what they were doing. And that's the thing. If you're doing it on a consistent basis, you learn the weakness. You learn the compromising situations that a lot of these vehicles and a lot of these places have. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm gonna tell everybody, and I'm not gonna mention the vehicle because this video is gonna be big one day when Eco Neighbor blows up. I'm not gonna, for lawsuit purposes, but everybody knows these two particular name brands of vehicles that they're targeting. They corrected that, but these thieves don't know that. They don't know it's not a 2019 in back. So they've been breaking into those, and they damaged the steering column and realize that it won't crank and they'll leave it. So if you're gonna get these two companies, and I mean it's easy to study just the two top cars that get stolen the most, you're taking a risk. That's your own risk.
Yeah. And you're paying higher premiums too, the insurance company. So I did have an issue because I was moving the mic around. Can you all hear me now? And give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I did hear what some people said, no volume, no sound. Let me know if we're back and we're back online. And if we need to, we can repeat what was said. Y'all let me know whether we good. We good, D Jackson? Thank you, D Jackson. Thank you. Okay. All right. So for me, let me share a testimony. When Gigi and I, we moved into our apartment when we moved to Florida. Guess who we got robbed by?
Who?
A family member of the they said it was the maintenance man, but it wasn't the maintenance man. It was actually the family member of the manager of the building.
Wow.
It was their daughter. So like you said, you have your antennas on. And one thing about maintenance, they came and did the filters whenever they wanted to. They did checks whenever they wanted to.
Yeah.
They did a lot of different things, and they enter into our apartment. They knew our patterns.
I don't like it.
Yeah. But I'm not to cut you off.
No problem.
They took I had enough to put 1 month's rent in the pot and some extra money. They went and they took that out, and they had to find it because it was tucked away somewhere. And they went into the apartment. So that means they were going through our personal, private stuff, intimate, everything.
Right.
And they had known exactly where it was at, and they took our money.
I do not like anybody but the people that I choose to have access to my place. When we were living in those same apartment, my wife can contest to this. We had some nosy maintenance men, and they were I guess they thought they were police because they would be talking to me about apartments they went to, and they looked and seen this and seen that. And I'm thinking, okay, if y'all in there to fix the faucet or the toilet,
why
y'all rambling in these people private stuff? But I think that same guy stole. I had a police
what's going on? VO.
I had a police vest that I used to use for my part-time outer shell, and it got missing. So they hit me up. So
robbing from the police.
Yeah. But how you gonna prove it? And that's why I say I do not like these people coming to your place anytime they want to. No.
Yeah. And it leaves you whenever, if you're ever robbed or if anybody take anything from you, especially in your intimate set in your house, it leaves you with a bad feeling, like you're always on alert and we should be. You're always very observant for what's going on. So now let's transition to someone that is in a townhome complex. A lot of traffic comes and goes.
Right.
We watching a lot of people move, come in, new people. You really can't keep track of your neighbors, especially in a lot of these college towns or a lot of these towns that have a lot of transient people that may be working. They may be working only for projects, and they're coming and going, and it's high traffic, and you parking your vehicle very close to your proximity if you can find a parking place.
Right.
But what are some of the challenges, or what should be some of the things that those homeowners should be looking for?
It's pretty, to me, it's not too much different than the big apartment complexes. Because you got the same thing, and you got people coming and going, and you don't know who you got coming and going. One of the things I look out for, and no offense, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but when I'm looking for these one-parent homes who have teenagers who just hang out all day, and they can be teenagers or either young adult men. And I watched it, okay, while mom goes to work, he is just chilling at home all day. And then you have someone who will sit up in the yard and just watch. We have a lot of problem with that, but it's the same thing. They're looking for an opportunity, and it's very hard to secure.
They know the pattern better.
They know the pattern, but I would say and I did a video on those locks that you can get to reinforce your door.
Okay.
And
y'all check out Ask the Lawman. He did a video with locks. And I remember you did one where you visit your home.
Yeah.
And you talked about security as well. So I put a link in the chat. If you hadn't checked out Ask the Lawman, we got Ask the Lawman here. He's sharing. And just so happened you mentioned locks. We have MHW says, due to the flexibility of the access of maintenance people, I change my locks every year. Now some complexes you can't.
Yeah, some complexes you need to give them the key.
Yeah,
you have to have permission to change it.
Yeah, because it's theoretically not your property.
Right, and they want to have access to that
for security, for hazards. So that's what they say.
Oh yeah.
And if anything goes down, like especially you in law enforcement, where there may be something where you need to gain access into there. You're going to go directly to the building maintenance or whatever, if you can't, especially if it's something where you can't get into the facility or with the lease, what the person is leasing.
Right. Yeah. The average door is so easy to kick in. They're so vulnerable. But probably a month ago, we went to this house doing a welfare check.
Yeah.
And this guy, whoever was in there, because they thought that he was in there, in the spiritual realm, and there was a scent coming out the house. And man, the fire department, they had their big battering thing.
Yeah.
And man, he was in there. That's the type of lock right there, because the firemen, they were sweating for minutes trying to. And the thing about it, you ain't gonna never be able to secure your door to keep somebody from in there, but you don't want them to just go and kick and they in.
Yeah.
It took that fireman, he had to rest. He had the big iron battering thing.
Yeah.
It took him about 2 minutes. Can you imagine if somebody trying to break in your house and you got 2 minutes to prepare for them? You got 2 minutes. It ain't no instant kick.
Yeah.
Like most doors right now, you just an instant kick and they're open. And you sitting here and you got caught off guard. And you can have your peacemaker somewhere near, but you in shock because you're doing.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself together.
Get yourself together.
Yeah.
And there are ways that you can secure your doors like that.
Now that's a twofold situation.
Right.
What if you were in dire need and dire straits? Those few minutes can cost you your life.
That can cost you it's you have to decide what you want, you know. And that has been the case. A few years, about 3 years ago, we got a welfare check call, and this guy lived way out in he lived way out in the county, way out in the woods. I mean, deep in the woods, and his ex-wife wanted to do a welfare check on him, and because she hadn't heard from him, she normally hear from him every day. And we got there, and he was in like a makeshift track, kind of like the one y'all got for Lil Gigi.
Okay.
But he had it so secure. Man, it took us forever to get in there. But what one of the young guys were able to do, we were able to get in there, and we did see him. And he was in the spiritual realm because he had a little crack in the window. But he had that thing rock solid like a fortress.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So KP Heathen, how you doing? All the way from Louisiana. Good to see you. So let's transition about here you are, you live in a neighborhood. Right. Neighborhood is pretty safe or what have you. We talk about cameras, we talk about I'm quite sure a lot of these things still apply in neighborhoods. Right. And then we talked about you being observant enough, paying attention enough to observe people hanging out who watching your patterns. We talked about cameras. Right. We talking about do you even know your neighborhood? Because a lot of times I've heard people who ran into situations and they didn't even go on certain roads in their neighborhood. They only go one way, come and go. They're really not observed. They hadn't rode around the neighborhood other than before they bought they home, and they don't every now and then ride to the neighborhood. You got to know your area. Yeah, got to know. That's part of security and safety too. How often should you how often should you ride through your neighborhood or so? I would say like if there is 3 or 4 different ways to get to your destination, just take different destinations every time. You might go out one way, come back the other way. Gotcha. This is like I like the way you walk this property here, because really when you know the layout to your own property, that means that if somebody try to do something, you got the advantage because you know where stuff at. Yeah. You know where the different advantages at and all of that. So, and they don't know. So, but you won't know that if you don't walk your property, learn where the stuff at. Like you got different setup out here where you got the advantage. And I like that. I like the setup that you got out here. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate that, bro. One of the things that we're going to go into land ownership and different stuff like that. But as we kind of make our way through the neighborhood homesteads, let's start transitioning to a little bit of land. You know, just so say if you have 1 to 2 to 3 acres, or even 10 acres, up to 10 acres. Right. What some of the things that I know I've done, and I'll talk about a little bit of that, and you just kind of give me some feedback on that. Having multiple exit points is important. More than just one entry and one exit. Right. Another thing is I never really liked landlocked property where here you are, you got an easement. Granted, if you have that, that's fine, but by choice, I wouldn't recommend it. But you sitting here behind another piece of land, one way out. Yeah. Some people, the first thing they do, they cut down all the trees. Oh. No. And then people tell them, well, you got bad trees and you got this and that. And I'm not going into the ecosystem, and because dead matter and dead material brings about different forests and birds, animals. It diversifies your habitat. You know, you get rid of all the dead debris and everything, you're breaking up the diversity of your habitat, and you'll wonder why you don't have as much abundance. Every time you look out a window, you're gonna see something moving out here, because you're gonna have a diverse abundance of wildlife, and that's important too,
Oh yeah.
because wildlife can help you with your alarm system.
Right.
It's a free alarm system.
Right.
You know, there's birds especially that sound off that lets me know if something's moving around.
Right.
And then there's certain sounds that I can tell kind of the size of what's moving around.
See, I don't. This stuff you can teach me because
Yeah.
you've had to learn that since you've been out here.
Mhm.
So I will have to learn from you of exactly what to listen for.
Yeah. Now, some people's strategy is almost like the prison compound complex. Knock all the trees, knock everything down, and have a clear view so you can see opposition coming and going. That can be beneficial, but that can also have you in a compromised position.
Yeah. You know, I would say because I would say really all you really need if you like you got 20 acres out here.
No, how you doing today? Good to see you.
All you really need is a acre at the most to live on.
Wow.
To live on, and the rest of it, you need to keep up the brush rate. Because I mean, with an acre, man, that's a big garden. That's nice grass. That's just good size.
And you grew up because your father, you know, he not
Right.
only raised meat, he also had vegetable garden, and he knows his way around the meat a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, do you mind sharing a little bit of some of your past experience?
Man, my father, he's 80 years old now, and he's still working his full-time job as a meat cutter, as a butcher.
As a what?
As a butcher.
Okay.
Meat cutter, and he's always grown these gardens. I mean, we used to grow so many vegetables, and it was 4 of us. And with me being the youngest, I was an athlete, so I ate like a horse. He still used to have to, give vegetables away to neighbors and stuff. And so he has always, this year is the first year that I can remember that he didn't get a garden because
he's 80.
He's 80, and also he's been, my mom, she's under the weather, and he's been trying to, he just don't have the energy for it.
Yeah.
But in my 25 plus years, I've never known him not to have a garden.
Wow.
Never known that.
Wow. And so when we're going back to the security aspect, what are some of the things that you would recommend a homesteader who has a little bit of property, anywhere from 1 to 10 acres, what would you recommend for them to do as far as keeping security on their property?
Well, first of all, you have to make sure you have a peacemaker, a power.
Is there, okay, some people, they're not familiar, some of our viewers, they're not familiar with peacemakers. We won't say what they are. Hopefully we're grown enough to understand what peacemakers are. But some of us not quite sure what kind of peacemaker to have. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different threats out here. I'm here to tell you, you have different threats out here. Some of the threats are nature. Right. Some of the threats are 2-legged animals. Right. Some of them 4-legged animals. Right. Some of them can be various threats.
I believe that everybody should have a basic. I don't know if I can say peacemaker, like a hand peacemaker.
Okay.
And that's for more like instant security. You can carry that, and then you should have at least a rifle. And it don't have to be one of the ones that they talk about. Like, just be a basic rifle and 1 shotgun, because that rifle is going to be for and even out here. And I know you said there's no bears, but there might be wolf or get you some pepper spray.
No bears that I'm aware of.
Right. There's some pepper spray, because a lot of times some of them bears might be jacked up so much and you might hit directly, but they still coming.
Yeah, because that's certain caliber they go right through.
That pepper spray will repel them right away.
Really?
So I would keep bear spray. get you some bear spray.
Okay.
And of course, you've done the right thing by having motion sensors on your property. So, because there are a lot of people who might come out, like they might see all this land and they say, "Hey, I don't know if anybody on this land, they might want to go hunting on your land." Or
and that's what they said. The neighboring community said they hunted on this land when they was young.
Right.
And they remember not just this land, but land all around here because, like I said, we are the only one on the block.
Right.
Even though we don't own the block, but we are one of the only ones on the block. But there's acres upon acres where you know just people that growing up they lived on the land. So Kathy B, how you doing, Kathy B? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kathy B says 1 acre is a lot of land.
Yeah,
it's a lot to take care for too. I would agree. I mean, and if you don't have the right equipment, because when I first got out here, you know what I had? A push mower.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, because for those of you who've been around this channel, y'all know I used to own a landscaping company, and I had everything in storage when all that catastrophe happened, and it got robbed. And they totally took away my whole business, my zero turns, my backpack blowers, all of that stuff. And so at that time, all I could afford was a push mower. So for 1 to 2 summers, I had to push out here. Man, of course, I didn't have as much grass as I had, but I had weeds and stumps and all that kind of stuff. So
I got redeeming lives.
All right, Angela, Patterson, how you doing? How you doing? Hi, Eco family. My first time Baltimore. Welcome in. Thank you. I got a little. You got a little room for Angela to have a seat.
No, come on,
Angela. Right, come on over here and have a little seat right here. We'll let you have a seat.
Here you go, right here. Sit right there.
Peacemaker, go boom. So Redeeming Live says, how do you maintain security on 20 acres of land?
Okay, that's a good question. Really, for the 20 acres, and I see a lot of people with like the fence at the edge of their property, and they put the fence and no trespassing signs and stuff like that. And then you can put your cameras out. But basically, if you're living off of only 1 acre, it's your local security gonna be for that 1 acre.
Yeah, see, that's the key.
It's gonna be for that 1 acre because that's what they're gonna actually put you in danger.
Yeah.
So you could have your triggers and let them know that somebody's on the property, but that 1 acre or that half acre that you live on,
focus on that.
That's what you focus on.
I think that's an excellent strategy, and that's a great approach because when you have an enormous amount of land to cover, and some people got like my neighbors, they got over 200 acres, and some of them got 400 acres, and other neighbors got 200 and some odd acres, and they got them at different locations. And some of their wildlife is some of their security.
Right.
Some of their not necessarily wildlife, but I should have said their actual not wildlife, but their cows, their mules, they're different animals. They got dogs, they got one of them got what is it, emu or something like that. They're different type of birds and stuff that they have that they say help keep different things away, including people.
Yeah.
You know?
Like y'all dogs out there is another good valuable source of protection because they're gonna let you know when somebody's on the property, even if they are in the cage. You know, because they used to call us the dog man because we used to have 7, 8, 9 dogs. You know when something's out there when your dogs when they bark a certain way. Yeah, you can hear the tone. Even Sean, I hate to say it. Sean, like
Sean, he communicates through his crow.
Sean is a trip, yo.
Sean, I can tell the frequency of Sean and he has this certain pitch and a certain way, and the frequency, I can say, okay, something's going on over there. Right. Something's going on the property. If I'm out here, I'm talking, I'm going live or whatever, he has this chant that he likes to do. So even chickens can even give you that alarm system. Now, one of the things I like that strategy that you said, take you a small portion of your land and keep that secure. Because the reality is people can come and go on your property. I wouldn't even know. Me personally, I got 10 acres that I can't even see. You could be on the property I wouldn't even know. But I guarantee you, if you're on the property back there on those back 10, you better know where you're going and what you're doing, because there ain't no telling what you're going to get into, because you need more than a machete to get through. Come on, man. It's in the middle of the day, it's night. Yeah, man. I mean, there's areas back there in the middle of the day, you think you at night. Yeah. And hey, like I said, sometimes you have to control what you can control. Trying to fence in 20 acres. Yeah, that's a lot. And the thing about they're not putting you in any danger when they back there now, but once they start approaching your living area, that's when the danger. That's what you have to be able to defend. Now, what we like to do from time to time, I walk my property every day, unless the weather is very, very bad. But typically, even when it's raining, I'm out there. I walk the property every day, and my buddies, Shaka and Musa, they come with you. They have gone the full 20 acres. Shaka and Musa do go to areas I've never been before. I always want to put a GoPro on their back. One day they so wild. They don't even they don't even have collars. Yeah, I put collars on them one time, and they take them off each other. I mean, they so smart, man. Like literally different types of collars too. One will lay down and the other one will start picking the collar. Wow. And like, if you notice, I got all this debris around their cage. It's because they chew through chain link fence. They got that time. Now, I watched one unlace the pending of a chain link fence. Like, you got the chain link fence, and then you got the little galvanized ties and twists. One of them took his time to dismantle that. So there's different things. Somebody says, Angela says, do you have alligators? I don't know. It's certain bars I could. I can't say. I think the likelihood is probably not, because I don't have, that I know of, standing water. Now, I do have moist areas on the property, but like I mentioned before in some of my videos, I have some sinkholes where the water goes, because we got a lot of caverns in this area. We got a lot of natural springs in this area. So there's like, I can take it to certain portions of the property where I don't walk across, I don't go, because you can look down and you can see where the water goes. And if it wasn't there, there'd be standing water there. All the guys, how you doing today? Fencing, no trespassing signs, every 10 feet, dogs, cameras, and no county laws, Second Amendment rights, property lines, all of that, plus a bag of chips, all of that. And let me say this with signs. That's one of the first things we did when we established. All the signs is really going to do is let you know, hey, somebody's back here, somebody owns this, but they don't pay attention to signs. I've seen people drive onto the property, do not trespass, cameras watching, dogs, beware of dogs. And people have walked from the road. Right. I mean, I'm like deep off in there, right? People are people. And when people get curious, they're curious. Now, you just need to be prepared and ready. You cannot pop goes the weasel because they come on your property. Come on. Because they come on your property, even though you got trespass. That ain't the way the law works. Come on, ask the law, man. Okay. Come on, ask the law, man. Break it on. The law works if they come on your property and put you in danger. A lot of people like us, I saw some boys breaking in my car and they saw me and ran and I shot at them. No. The law doesn't support that. It doesn't support, it's only you. Now, if they're breaking in your car and you got your peacemaker with you, and then they start coming towards you, you can articulate a reason how they put you in danger because they saw you standing over the peacemaker, and then they
come with you with theirs. Yeah, but if they tuck tail and run, you can't pop them in the back, y'all. You got to let them go.
And me personally, I have experienced people walking on the property. One time they were kids, some teenagers. They were out on the 4-wheeler. Yeah. They got off. They heard me playing music. All right. But in the country, it sounds like you're close, but you're not close. Right. They got off and they came onto the property. But I was listening. I heard the 4-wheeler. I heard it stop. And I said, okay, that 4-wheeler is definitely somewhere there. Then I've had people just walk up for car distress. Some people looking for their cousin. Right. Some people, I'm just a neighbor, and you got to be careful for that.
You remember, and it happened a few years ago, and I don't know if it was in Florida or whatever. This guy, his car broke down, mm-hmm. and he knocking on the guy's door for him. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the guy opened the door, pop, sent him into the spiritual realm. Right. And he got charged, rightfully so.
See?
Rightfully so, because this guy, he was knocking on the door. He wanted to use the phone. He didn't have no phone. He wasn't no threat. He didn't put you in threat just because he's on your property. So, now I'm not saying not to be ready, but he still have to make a move.
Yeah. So Angela said she watched Eco video the other day about 5 things before you go off grid, and love that you said be in shape and be able to bend over. Yeah. Another security method, definitely. Can you get to where you need to get to in a timely manner? Can you walk your property? If you do hear something in distress, or maybe you got family members or friends, they may be on the lower end of your property, and you hear them calling, are you in the condition to get to them? Because understand, you can call help, but once again, like we open up, if it's taking 30 minutes to an hour for law enforcement to get there, mm-hmm. you have to be your own law enforcement.
You have to be. I think one of my last videos is, and of course I explained it, but it's not my job to protect you.
And what you mean by that? Can you elaborate on that?
I mean by that, everybody that always say, well, law enforcement is your job. No, it's your job first. It's your job first. You can't just curl up in no ball, because with the historic shortage, with the everything, even when we were fully staffed, in order to get any kind of protection, which wasn't guaranteed, if you got 4 family members, you will have 4 police officers with you, and everywhere you go, they'll go with you. Mm-hmm. But you have to, first of all, you got to learn the law in your state. You have to know, learn the law. Like I answered.
Angela, thank you.
Yeah, I answered this one call. Where. Oh, go ahead. You need to say something?
No, I just want to say thank you, Angela. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. Callie, I see you in there, Callie. I lost you in the chat, but I saw your name pop up. How you doing, Callie? There she goes.
All right.
How you doing? All the way from Cali. What's going on?
Good to see you.
Cali. Going back to Cali. I don't think so.
They just show you what we do. But
yeah, it's like you said, you have to really make sure that you're prepared to take care of yourself. It's just like what they tell you on the airplane. Right. The oxygen mask will come down. Parents, make sure you stabilize, secure yourself, and then secure your child. Right. Because I put in the caption offense.
Right.
We're not trying to promote violence or anything like this. The only thing we're trying to do is mitigate incidents from happening. So, like when people trespass, my goal is not to fire at will. My goal is to educate them and let them know, hey, you own protected property. You are actually trespassing at this moment in time. And I am asking you to peacefully leave. And if you want to enter into the property again, leave a note at the mailbox. or if I know you, give me a call, give me a buzz. You know what I'm saying? This is invitation only.
In my 28 years in law enforcement, and a lot of you don't know my story, and I know I tell it on my channel, but my story was I never dreamed of becoming an officer.
Gotcha.
That was my goal was, okay, I'm going to be this great singer, and then I'm going to play professional ball. I had it all mapped out.
I remember the talent shows.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you sung it out with it.
Yeah. I sung it with. I had it all mapped out of my head.
Yeah.
But that ain't what God wanted.
Gotcha.
And then when my football thing fell through, and I'm back in our hometown, and my father, which I love that man, I just felt like he was being unreasonable. I was like, man, I'm 20, 21 years old, man. You still want me in the house about 12 o'clock? I'm grown. So, me and him went to class, and of course he was going to win that.
Yeah. And
what he did was, and what I did, I decided that, well, I'm going to get me a job so I can make my own rules. And somebody saw me. I saw a friend of mine in a uniform. And I'm like, man, they hired you, man. They hire anybody. He said, Lawman, they hired. I don't want to be no cop, man. He said, man, the latest love. All this. I said, well, I signed up there. That is true. And I'm ashamed, but that's true. And
it's all about the ladies.
Yeah. So what I did, I said, well, I'm gonna do this for a little while, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move. I was still in pretty good shape, and I knew somebody who went to trial for the Atlanta Falcons practice team, and they made it. And I said, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try for the practice team and stuff, and then I can be looking for this and that. And then the years went by, and the years when I got married and turned 30, I was like, well, that's not gonna happen. But I happened to, so I'm not like the one who just, because we got those kind who was picked on in school. Okay. And they want to, I'm the pope. They it's retroactive now. Right. I'm the popo now. Oh yeah, you calling me stank in school. Get up against the car. Yeah. What you gonna say now? That ain't never been me. And really, I really hate to mess with people. I hate to have to say something to people, but it's like sometimes you don't have a choice. And the more the years have went by, people just can't govern themselves correctly, and you have to say something to people. But that was my dream to do this, and I never thought I was going to be around 28 years.
Wow. Yeah. So let me ask you another question. When you thinking about security, what are some of the things that you would probably recommend far as some of our families that have kids, they're concerned about the kids, the peacemakers, and they it's so funny sometimes because we have delivery people, Amazon, FedEx, UPS, and some people feel empowered once they get that power in their hand. And it scares them and their family members, and they don't want a mistake to happen. How do you get kind of comfortable and relaxed more? Not necessarily you let your guard down, not necessarily that you left your level of safety down, but in the state of Florida, we have to take a training to get our right to bear arms. Right. And we definitely took that training. And although, I've had my encounters too with through my professional career dealing with arms and different stuff like that. But my question is, how do you have that peacemaker incorporated into your family where everybody is educated and they're very familiar and they respect what it is?
And I do think that first of all, you have to be able to secure them properly when you have like little children, and in our case, grandchildren, you got to secure them. So there needs to be a place where you know that they can get to in that lock. At the same time, if you need access to them quickly, you can have, because if you got them somewhere and then somebody's outside and then you have to do all of this and go and do, the process is long.
Yeah.
But as your children get older, start taking them to the fire range, get them comfortable with and incorporate and teach them about law. And like I tell everybody, because we was having this problem, especially in your state.
If pull up on floor.
Right. If you wouldn't confront this guy if you didn't have it, don't confront him if you have it. If you wouldn't do that, if you wouldn't say, "Hey boy, turn that damn music down."
Okay.
If you wouldn't
you tapping on my door real close now.
If you wouldn't do that without it, don't do it with it. It is made strictly for defensive purposes. You shouldn't never go on the offense. The only time you go on the offense is when you've been pushed in this corner and they got you, and then okay, now I got to go on the offense because I got to protect myself. But you shouldn't walk around looking for a reason. I hope he look at me wrong or say something, and so confrontational, and you would have never said anything to this guy. Yeah. And I tell a lot of, especially young black men and big guys like myself, if you see somebody who is mighty brave and they approach you and they're mighty brave and they're not backing down, just start thinking, okay, he probably got something and he's trying to incite me so he can use it as a reason. Now these people really, you can do all the training you want to, but it's really what's in your heart. It's what's in your heart, and you cannot train that. Yeah. That's like with us, with our job. I've had opportunities to pop goes the weasel at people, and I would have been justified. But my thing is, if I can talk you down, if I got cover, I know that if you pop at me and I got cover and I can react, it has led to peaceful solutions without anybody getting popped. But if you're looking for a reason, if I was looking for a reason, one of those guys, I could have popped maybe 7, 8, 9 guys over the years. But I remember one particular job, I was a school resource officer. I was in an alternative school and I was checking the students in. The students like, lawman, there's a guy across the street chasing another guy with a shotgun. And of course, I called the local law enforcement, but I ran over and I saw it. Guy had a shotgun, and the other guy was running, and I got behind a tree. And the tree gave me cover, and I had to jump on him. I had mine on him, and when I hollered out, he looked, and he dropped it right away. And he was upset because the guy was older than, had his 17-year-old daughter just disappeared, and they found him. So it's pretty much, I don't want to say, but it's in your heart. Yeah. It's in your heart. You should never want to do it, but you got to be prepared to do it though if you have to, only because they made you do
it. Yeah. Like I said, you it's so funny now these days when you want to care, you want to have that concern for community, and then you understand that a lot of the culture now does not grow up in the sense of community, does not grow up in the sense of compassion one for another. We do have a self-serving society and self-serving environment in many cases. And then we watch so many different people spend so much time watching violence, whether they gaming, whether they watching videos, whether they, watching movies, whatever, what I'm saying? It's so much violence. And then even when you turn on the news or whatever, some especially our youth, some of them become desensitized. And we lose the humanity in that. But it's a big responsibility owning land. It's a big responsibility owning a home. It's a big responsibility owning, whether it's a loft or whether it's a piece of land or a house. And we have to make sure we secure it. We have to make sure we establish boundaries.
Right.
And we have to make sure that we have an understanding of our environment. We have to be aware. And that may involve you taking Monday off in the middle of the day or leaving work early.
Change your patterns.
Change your patterns. Change, as you said, your routes.
Right.
You know, go a different way. Go a different direction.
And can I tell one quick story? Speaking of changing your patterns, this was I think I hadn't been married to my wife maybe a year, and I was still a full-time police officer, but I was working loss prevention for one of the Walmarts.
Okay.
And I used to be able to make my own schedule. And I guess I got in a funk because I used to make my schedule, and a lot of times I took off Sundays and Mondays.
So Rob in the garden.
Hey. And I took off Sundays and Mondays. But there was this one particular guy that I wanted to catch so bad. I mean, he was good, man. We didn't have the advanced cameras like they have now.
Yeah.
And he would come in the store.
Hey, Shy, how you doing? Birthday girl, how you doing?
He would come in the store and he would go and walking real fast and zigzagging and cutting and turning around because he knows that most of the time he does that long enough, he was going to run into me because he knew. Even though I was undercover, he knew who I was. And I remember it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and he zigzagged, and he ran into me. He put all the stuff, because they were selling DVDs, was big back then, and CDs. He put all the stuff down and was walking towards the entrance. And when we got to the entrance, he looked back at me. He said, "Look, man," he said, "I know who you is. And when I see you, I'm going to respect you. Yeah. But when I come in here, I don't see you. I'm going to do what I do." That's what he told me. And I said, "Yeah, man, but one day you're not going to see me." Yeah. Then he said, "Well, I guess we have to do what we have to do." Okay. That was a Saturday. I changed my schedule. I worked that job for about a year. And that was the only Monday that I said, "Come here, I think I had something going on with my wife. She was pregnant with our son and, having issues with the pregnancy and stuff. And I was going through something. And back then, man, I had my hair, I had my wave. I shaved my hair out bald, even though I could grow it. And I was sitting in the snack bar and I saw him come in. He looked at me and did not recognize me. I said, "Oh, snap." And I said, "Well, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to follow him around because Walmart like for you to actually keep an eye on him because I know he's going to steal something. I'm not going to follow him around." Okay. A few minutes later, he coming back towards the entrance, looking behind. And before he got, I stepped out in front. I said, "What's up, bro?" I said, You remember we talking about Saturday? Today is that day." And you can tell when they finna start something because he started backing up. He said, "Oh man, I'm gonna give you the stuff back, man, but I ain't gonna be able to come." He started throwing CDs and DVDs on him. And man, he took off. He used the door greeter and ran around, and I chased him, and I caught him, and I ended up catching him, had him in a hat, had him. And then Good Samaritan saw me struggling with him, and they came and helped me handcuff him. And after I handcuffed him, I'm trying to figure out where the blood come from. He was bleeding, and I had some on me. And the guy said he had a razor in his hand that he was trying to come cut me. And the guy grabbed me right on time. Yeah, man. It's but I changed my pattern. Yeah. He's like, and then because when he first saw me, I think I forgot to say, when he saw me, I said, "What's up, man?" I said, "You know we talk about that?" He said, "Hey, man, what you doing here, man? You don't supposed to be here." Change your pattern. Change your pattern. Especially in, people watch. Change your pattern if you can, as much as you can. Yeah. Let me go to the chat, y'all.
Let's see, everybody speaking to each other. Hey, Miss Native Cherokee jumping in. Another type peacemaker. My personal favorite is a mini compound crossbow. Small kids can easily load them, just as power and any click, click, boom. And one of the things I definitely want to share with you all, some of us, when we think about kids, we think about young kids, but we need to keep in mind our teenagers too. And we need to keep our finger on the pulse with our teenagers because sometimes they're going through challenges in life and we're training them to protect or what have you. We need to make sure they're emotionally strong too, strong enough to deal with those situations because we don't want them taking that skill set and taking them to other places. We need to also allow them to understand what this thing can really do. And unaliving somebody is serious, serious business. That's not the goal. That's not the goal whatsoever. The goal is to make sure that you can maintain and keep your personal property and your things in place. Because personal property versus life is not worth it unless that is coming at risk to you, to harm you, or your family.
Oh, yeah.
Yankee sister, what's going on, Yankee sister? Dropping in from the bushes. Hey, how you doing? We'll be listening. Always good info. I appreciate you coming on in, Miss Yankee Sister Homestead. Tampa. We got Tampa Creek in here. Hey, Tampa Creek, Homestead, and more. Hey, Eco and chat. I'm listening in the bushes. A lot of people in the bushes. Y'all go ahead and stir up in the bushes. And if you can, while you're in the bushes, just stick your finger out in the bushes and hit that like button if you don't mind. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for acknowledging and being in there. Let's see, Granddad, is that Granddad? Yes, it is. Good Saturday, hi there, Mr. Eco. That's Eco, Dr. Mr. And guess what's going on? Good to see you. Got me feeling old there. Urban, hey, what's going on? Urban Garden Chronicles, what's going on to you too as well? Happy Mac again. Let's see. All right.
We not old, we just 10 our hair gray for the effects.
You know, we you know what they say, the summer girl, we're doing the summer man.
The silver fox.
Silver fox. You know, they got the gray beard. You know,
oh, yeah.
I cut my beard, you know, but I just got the goatee. Some people call a goatee a beard too, but it is what it is. But we get off the subject. But we getting ready to bring this flight down to a nice, smooth landing. Would you like to leave some good closing remarks, some encouragement? And then on the end of all of that, please encourage people to come out and check out your channel. Miss J.K. Garden, what's going on? Rob in the garden. What's going on, Rob in the garden? What's up? What's up? If you can, just leave us with some closing thoughts and some closing faith. Anything that you can add to that to prepare our people to keep them abreast on what's going on. And even if you've seen some changes or some maybe reoccurrence of some old stuff that used to happen, to get our people prepared and keep them safe.
Yeah, I would just say that I remember when we were younger, and even when I was in law enforcement, there were certain neighborhoods where somebody can get popped, and you got 200 people around, and don't nobody know anything. But then there was those certain neighborhoods where you don't see nobody. 25 folk call on you and you going into this house and you get caught. We used to call them nosy neighbors, but as I've gotten older, I appreciate that. We need to get to know the people that we live around. Now, there are some people who's not just going to be your speed because they might be part of the problem, but there are still a lot of good people out there. Get to know them. Y'all watch each other's back. And the thing about it, you can do everything that I say and still fall victim, but you were able to put up a fight. I said, never fall victim and just curl up and take it up. And of course, we have to just love each other. We have to watch out for each other and we just gonna have to be a good neighbor. And we haven't been very good neighbors.
You need to be an eco neighbor.
You need to be an equal neighbor.
Eco neighbor.
You got to grow.
That's it. You got to grow.
You know, and
let's grow together.
And I appreciate Eco Neighbor because like I said, I'm doing this in front of the camera.
And we need it.
And guess what?
Yeah.
What did I tell you? I was like, man, I'm country. I might mess up a word every now and then. He was like, that's fine.
Yeah, we come as you are.
Come as you are.
And that's what we invite in the chat. Y'all come as y'all are, you know.
Yeah.
Participate.
But like I said, just do that. Let's pray to our God, our Creator, and ask Him. Because every day when I put on that uniform and go on patrol, I pray over all the guys out there, and I always ask Him to help me be a righteous judge. Help me to treat the people how I would want my mom, my daughters, my sons, my fathers, and everybody to be treated. And sometimes over the years, even if you're wrong, you have to humble yourself down and say, hey, look, I know I told you this and I accused you of this. I'm sorry. It wasn't you. My bad. And now in the area, it's a metropolitan area, people know me and they respect me. So they build up that over years of, there's sometimes they can treat us, teach us to be like robots. Sir, halt. No, sir. So, no, you can't get it. You have to be a real person. And when you are a real person, people respond. When you're a person who people know that they're not out to get you. Like I tell these people now, like traffic stop. I'm like, man, you got to be just doing something crazy for me to pull you over. I am not out to get you. I don't have anything to prove. So, officer, people relation, yeah, that's the jerks out there. We still got them. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
And you're more than capable of dealing with that.
And we're more than capable of dealing with that. But overall, there's a lot of guys like me, guys who just want to make their communities better. But don't depend on us. Learn the law. You do the job, and when we get there, and we say, well, it was self-defense. Let's wrap it up. He was right. Learn the law.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say we appreciate you. We appreciate you in the community. We appreciate you sacrificing on an everyday basis. And we respect you and we thank you. And I feel good and I feel safe to know that people like yourself are there to not only protect my daughters when I'm not around, my nephews, and to make sure that there's a voice out there for my nephews and for my nieces and kids. And I feel good and I feel safe. And I like the fact that you're encouraging more and more of our youth to get involved. Because in order to invoke change, in order to invoke any type of momentum that's going to be in our favor, we have to get involved. And we got to understand there's a human behind these badges, and there's people behind here. And hopefully this won't be your last time on our channel, on this platform.
Just let me know.
Hopefully it has not been a hot seat for you, but at the same time, I really appreciate that information. Already we see a lot of chime in. Right here it says amazing interview. Lots of security advice in which the viewers need professional advice is better than opinion. So amen, and amen, and amen, and amen to that. And LGGG, much love to you too as well. Next level. That's right, next level. Ms. Native says, Eco and Lawman, this has been great live today. We thank you. We thank you for chiming in. We got another member right here, member of Eco Nation. LGG is a member as well. We have GT Grows in Alaska, all the way from Alaska, baby.
Wow.
Now, let me, hopefully GT don't get upset with me. GT is a homeboy. He's from the GA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Columbus, by the way.
Oh, okay. Over there in the huge state.
Yes.
Watch out for them polar bears.
I'm scared of the grizzlies too, but the polar ain't no joke, bro.
Oh man, them grow polar.
Yeah. But
just some bear spray.
Yeah, we talked about that. Y'all talking about freedom seeds and freedom sticks. Hey, that's what he call them, freedom seeds, freedom stick.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
You got to have them because your enemy is gonna have them. Like a lot of people, well, I don't like those. I'm like, okay, you say you good at throwing these.
Hell to the queen.
You good at throwing these right here. But I don't care how good you are. You can't win against a freedom stick. So that means that you got to match it. Use it. And freedom sticks don't do anything that the owner don't make it do. So my thing is, you don't like them, but your enemy, when he kick in your door, gonna have it. You can't defend your family with, can't bring no knife or stick to
a gunfight.
Oh, can't do it.
Yeah, we said it. But anyway, one of the things that I definitely want to say is that protect your peace, protect your family. Your family is priceless. Your life is priceless. Your contribution to this world is far more than materialistic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not afraid to let people have this stuff because everything I can touch and feel, I can obtain again, and it's not worth a life over that. But the goal is to get an established order,
right,
and get someone's attention. And sometimes you need to give people attention. And my thing is make sure that you protect your family, protect your homestead, protect your environment, because I'm telling you, your family is so vital and so valuable.
Great.
I mean, there's no other words for that.
Definitely.
I see GT says, y'all talked about the insurance with the freedom sticks. We didn't go into the insurance, and I'm quite sure I'm gonna definitely invite. There's definitely more to have. We just kind of high level went over Homestead Security. There's different levels. If he don't mind, we could probably do some series and kind of go through a little bit depth. And we can break it down. And y'all send us in the comments some of the things you would like to talk about, some of the things that you would like to discuss, and we could probably team up and then come up with some things, because I know just a little bit about insurance, and
license insurance.
And yes, I am a Florida licensed insurance, and then my friend right here has, oh man, even though he's older than me, but he tried to put me in the same category. You know, he has about 28 to 30, about 30 years of experience with law enforcement and security. So let's tap into our resource. We bring them right here to you all, and we hope that you all have a beautiful remainder of your Saturday. And please enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy those that are close to you. Make sure that you check on your loved ones.
Yes.
Look out for our elderly, our teenagers, our youth. Make sure you tap into them. Much love to you. Much love, by the way. And y'all already know, whatever you do, make sure that you keep on growing. Grow. Y'all take care. Until the next time. Y'all stay amazing, okay? Much love to you.